And what was Margarita Walters' response?
I don't recall. I know that she was, from what I remember, she was upset. I expressed my concern to her about it and what I found, and she said that she would discuss it with the nurse manager and DON in the morning, the next day, rather.
Margarita Walters said that she would discuss this with the DON and the nurse manager in the morning the next day?
Yes, the next day when she came to work, yes. From what I recall. It's been a long time.
Were you satisfied with that response?
Yes, I was.
Did you feel this was something that warranted immediate attention from the Department of Children and Family Services?
Not at the time, no. Because Margareta told me to, I gave it to her. She said, let me handle it. I'll take care of it. She told me to go about my work and my job, and she'd take care of it.
Did you consider this to be any type of abuse of the elderly?
I don't remember what I recall, to be honest with you. I don't remember. It was discussed with Rachel Bean, and Rachel Bean said she would take care of it also. It was kind of hush-hush kind of thing.
But that was the next day, right?
Right. I mean, this happened in the evening time. I had 12, 14 patients to take care of. I was very preoccupied with my job and what I had to do. I didn't just have her. I had 13 or 14 others to take care of also that needed my attention just as much as she did.
Okay. Well,
but I did express my concern to Margareta about it. Yes, I did. And she told me that she would take care of it the next day, to go about my job, do what I had to do, and she would take care of it the next day.
Okay. Did you entertain the idea at that time of calling DCFS?
No, I did not.
Did you entertain the idea at that time of calling the police?
No, I did not.
Looking back in hindsight now, do you think you should have called either DCFS or the police?
Yes, I should have.
Why?
Because of his actions. It was inappropriate. I mean, that's abuse. But at the same time, we discussed it. We thought maybe this was normal, just a normal behavior between him and his mother, because other nurses had discussed about how affectionate he was toward his mother.
Okay. When did you first hear that he was affectionate towards his mother?
When she was admitted to our nursing home, and several other nurses had taken care of her, and we all discussed it in report, and they all told me, they warned me about him, so to speak, because they had observed him being affectionate with his mother.
Okay, and who were those nurses?
I don't remember. Day shift nurses. In report, we say a lot of things in report.
Now they said he was affectionate with his mother.
Right.
Did they say it was anything inappropriate?
I don't recall. In their opinion, they may have said that. I don't remember.
Had you been warned that he abuses his mother?
No, I had not.
Did Mrs. DiStefano appear to be able to respond at all in any way, shape, or form to Mr. DiStefano lying on top of her and kissing her passionately?
No, she was not. She was incapacitated.
Okay, was she just totally out of it?
Yes, she was.
Mr. DiStefano didn't say anything to you as far as why he was doing that?
No, he did not.
And you didn't say anything to him like you should stop that or that's wrong or...
I may have said something like that. I don't remember. I don't recall exactly what I said, to be honest with you. I mean, it's been 3 years. Give me a break here. What do you expect?
All right. Now, at that time, after you witnessed this, would you agree with me that this was a very unusual event?
Yes, it was.
And can you tell me, at that time, did you chart that event in your notes?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because Margareta told me not to.
Margarita Walters told you
Instructed me not to.
not to chart it?
Yes.
Why would she have said something like that?
I do not know. You have to ask that for her. I can't answer for her.
Did you specifically ask her whether you should put it in the record?
Yes, I did.
And what did she say?
She told me no. She would take care of it the next day.
Okay. Did you ask her why shouldn't I chart this?
No, not really. She's my boss. I did what my boss told me to do. Because she's very reliable. What she knows, she's a very knowledgeable woman, and I respected her judgment.
What about Marguerite Walters as far as her honesty and integrity? As far as you knew, was she a very honest woman?
Yes, yes, sir. Very much honest. So, the best nurse I've ever worked with, or one of the best nurses I've ever worked with.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Was there any mention of, by Carol Boze or anybody else, that he was seen lying on top of her?
No, Carl has never told me that.
Anybody else told you that?
No.
Just so I have this, make sure I have this correct. Carol Boze never told you anything about Larry DiStefano lying on top of his mother?
No, she didn't.
Well, have you told us everything about your conversation with Margarita Walters?
Yes, I have.
All right, and then tell us what happened next.
To be honest, I really don't recall. I went ahead and did my work. Then Mr. DiStefano, I guess it was after supper sometime, Mr. DiStefano came to me and asked me about the wound care in his mother. And he said that the wound care, the dressing was off the wound. Would I mind changing it? And I said, not a problem. I looked on the med sheet to see if the wound care had been done that day as ordered, because on the day shift nurses did the wound care in the private rooms. And according to the med sheet, the wound care had been done that day. And I told this to Mr. DiStefano, and he said, would you mind, the wound is off, the dressing's off. I said, not a problem. I went ahead and changed it. End of story. And then he came to me approximately an hour and a half later or so, I don't remember the exact time. He asked me if I would sign a form that he had written himself stating that the wound care had not been done that day. And I said to him, I can't sign that until I talk to Margarita Walters. And I said, because that's like an admission of guilt, and I'm not allowed to do that. And he kept trying to force the issue. He kept trying to get me to sign the form. He said, I'm not blaming you for this. He said, this is something that happened on the day shift, and please sign it. So I went to Margarita. I asked Margarita about it. She told me to sign the form. And then I caught hell the next day from my DON and the nurse manager because I did that. They told me that I had no business doing that because that was an admission of guilt, and signing that form was wrong. And when I told them that Margarita told me to sign it, they said, well, we're going to talk to Margarita about this because she had no business telling you that. And that's when
Wait for another question.
Okay.
You're doing
Sorry.
fine. No,
Okay.
you're doing fine.
I'm on a roll here, you know.
I understand. Just you need to wait for him to ask you questions.
Okay, all right. Well, he asked me what happened. I'm trying to tell him.
That's okay. That's all right.
So,
All right, you can continue on.
okay.
Well, wait a minute. What's the question that she's answering?
Well, she's answering my questions. You can't stop her in the middle of an answer. Go ahead.
Okay, whatever. It's up. Okay.
Do you know what you're answering?
Yes, I do.
What are you answering?
Okay, I'm telling what the answer is. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm anyway, so the next day Rachel Bean came to me and told me that I had no business signing this form. And when I told her what Margarita told me to do, she said she was going to talk to Margarita because Margarita was out of place. And then Rachel Bean told me to chart on the chart what happened in a late entry.